All right, so this is 9-8C, and we are solving quadratic inequalities and um, equations. And so when we look at this, this is an inequality, and we want to know when is this going to be greater than 0. So when we go to solve this, um, I can't factor it, so I'm going to immediately use the quadratic formula. Um, and um, We can also use a graph, but I'm going to start with the quadratic formula because that's what most of you guys will start with. So A equals 1, B equals 12, and C equals 39. So we get that X equals, oh, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do quadratic formula. I'm going to do completing the square because that's a 12. So I'm going to get X plus 6 squared. And then 6 times 6 is 36, so I'm going to subtract 36 plus 39 is greater than 0. And then x plus 6 squared, and so this is going to be, this will be what, plus 3 is greater than 0. And so then x plus 6 squared is greater than negative 3. So they want to know, when is this going to be greater than negative 3? Well, there's a couple things you can look at. It's a positive number. So right away, because it's positive, this in here is always going to be a positive, or because this is squared, this number in here is always going to be a positive number. So it's always going to be greater than negative 3. And so um, we can't solve it because when you go to solve it, we get an imaginary number. But then you have to think about solving it. They want to know, when is this greater than 0? Well, this is going to happen all the time. So x is going to be equal to all real solutions. So any value you pick for x is going to make that true. Another way to look at this is if you graph this, and again, I'm just going to make a sketch. If you graph it on your calculator, the graph ends up being up here somewhere, and this is 0 here. And this function is never going to be less than 0. So every value that we pick for x is going to be true. So that's why we say it's true for all real solutions.